to Talk This.
It's dangerous to podcast alone.
I'm your... We've done... How many 6 weeks in gaming do we do in a year? Like 12? We've done 12 of these already this year. Host Matt... No, that can't be right, because it's 6 weeks. There's 8 of these already this year. Host Madelyn.
I'm your December catch-up has miserably failed as expected, host Emma.
Thank goodness, because I was going to embarrass myself.
I still have a lot of games, but not as many as I wanted.
Yes. Really welcome to this holiday matching PJs edition.
Yes.
Of Talk This.
Yes.
It's 6 weeks in gaming, and it's the last Talk This
Matching PJs noon on Sunday.
Matching PJs noon on Sunday. I mean, correct. That is the vibe.
Yeah.
Of Sunday, whatever the heck day it is, December mystery.
Yeah.
At noon. So we're talking about 6 weeks in gaming. Last Talk This is 2025. Talk This heading into 2026.
Mm-hmm. And we'll do our 2025 wrap up first episode.
Yes, that's next week.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for all of the many games that I played in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Not my biggest year in gaming. But okay. 6 weeks. Emma should probably start. What's Reen up to?
I rolled credits on Reverie.
The crowd goes wild.
Yes. There is some post-game content that I still have left to do.
I keep coming up and Emma's like, I'm playing Reverie. I was like, isn't this over?
Yes, there's a little bit of post-game content. I'm probably not going to do all the, Daydream side stories that are left.
Sure. Check in 6 weeks.
I'm just gonna pick the characters that I like Ash. I did Ash's post game one. That was great. But
is
yeah,
every RPG about school children required to have a character named Ash?
What's the other one you're thinking of?
Fire Emblem.
That has an E though.
Pokemon.
This one is just Ash. Yeah, it's like Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly like Pokemon actually.
Cool.
Yeah, but no, I rolled credits. Really good.
God, that sucks that you feel that way.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it still has the stuff that makes Trails kind of suck inherently.
Okay.
Right? You're on a high and then Tita and Agate come on screen and you're like, God damn it. Please stop existing. But besides that, with all the main plot stuff, especially the sea route with Rufus and Lapis and Swin and Nadia, I think was just outstanding, pretty much. At the end, there's this big tower that's feeding on the hatred of humanity. It's targeting the object of people's hatred, which, obviously is a lot of people, right?
Sure.
Individual hatreds.
Yeah.
So
we do love to hate.
Yes, Rufus locks himself alone in this tower and makes this announcement about how evil he is and all the bad things that have happened in the world in the past year or so is all his fault and everyone should hate him and all the world's hatred converges upon him for one moment in an effort to sacrifice himself, but unfortunately all his friends won't let him do it, and Lloyd comes in and says, I'm arresting you for not knowing that you're loved, and
wow,
it's beautiful.
I can't ever play these games. There's just not enough. As will become clear in the 6 weeks, there's not enough time in my life to play these games, so I can't even think about it. Honestly, maybe my Christmas present for Emma next year will be I played Cold Steel and I didn't tell you.
Is that a Christmas present?
It's a Christmas curse.
Christmas curse. No, but I really did really like Reverie. Lloyd stuff was fine, perfectly solid. Reen stuff really great, and like I said, the Rufus stuff I think was just stellar. I really enjoyed how they handled all the former quote unquote main villains of Cold Steel 4 after really not liking most of the villain team in 4. I felt like they handled the aftermath of them really well, and their feelings of obligation towards the world. It opens with one of them telling Reen, I can't, you have to try to work to be happy because, in my duplicitous way, I will never be happy unless you can work to be happy because I'll never forgive myself.
Sure.
And that sort of comes back around to his own therapy of thinking, like, I have to work to be happy. Me being happy versus me being dead is what makes the people around me happy.
Gotcha.
Which is just like a nice culmination of his whole thing across all of these games.
Yeah.
So excited to move on to Daybreak, which I've heard great things about. So
cool.
I think that'll be a high. And then I've heard very mixed things about Daybreak 2. So we'll see about that. And then
that's probably a year away.
The English release is catching up to the Japanese release in about 2 months, I think. So we'll see where I am, I guess. But that one looks cool. So
gosh, the people really do yearn for ongoing stories, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And yeah, that's my Reverie report. Just some last final things to do.
How much do you need to do another? I don't know. I have a lot of tiny ones.
I can say from last times, I've not played any more Hades 2 or Stray Children. Those are both on my list to get back to.
Right.
Just like I was trying to catch up to games, and those were a bit too big of a commitment to do that.
Yeah.
A couple little things I played, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I played a little of a game called News Tower, which is I think it's 30s era newspaper simulator.
Okay, cool.
Where you try to build your paper up. So you have to send out your reporters to research stories and then, get them typeset and put into the paper to print in time on Sunday.
To me.
And over time you add more pages to the paper, and there's rival papers that you have to try to steal their subscribers. And sometimes spies come into your building. I still don't know how to catch spies, so that was really messing me up for a bit.
So reporters better be working harder.
Yeah. But yeah, it was quite, it feels like something I could pick up whenever I want to and do a couple of weeks of the paper.
As the former third grade editor of the Fun Francisco Sun, this does appeal to me.
And then another one I basically just started is Studio System Guardian Angel, which is a very low budget, kind of Silent Hill but its gimmick is it has fixed camera angles, but there's you are sort of overseeing, and so if you press a button, you can move the camera around. Cool. In that fixed camera angles, and also grab things with your cursor while also controlling the character. So your gun is from the player perspective, in FPS. But your character also has a bat that can hit things, so you can sort of do things from different angles.
I'm fully understanding this.
Yeah,
but I believe
it's an interesting gimmick, which is sort of why I'm keeping with it. It's definitely very very indie. Very this is held together with straws.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a fun type of game to play every once in a while. So I will report back on how that goes.
Nice. Well, I played one more chapter of Dispatch. I am sure by the next 6 weeks. In fact, I'm sure in the next 2 weeks I will finish it. Mm-hmm. It just happened this 6 weeks I was abroad, and then I was home for Thanksgiving, and then I was in New York for 2 weeks where I had a big work thing, and also people's things to go to, and then I was here in Talk This DC, and here also in Talk This Philly. Yeah. Where am I right now? Who even knows? The holidays, it's a mystery. So my sustained gaming time was not as high. As I will talk about next week, a goal for 2025 is to go back to, or 2026, yikes. A goal for 2026 is to go back and finish the games that I have liked and started and just have not had the sustained focus for because of how much has been going on this fall. So anyway, I played one more episode of Dispatch, episode 2. It was good. I continue to feel like I enjoy the hero game, which was most of this episode. Very little happened outside of that. I continue to feel like more games should take inspiration from TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
Something I like about Dispatch, I can't believe I'm becoming the like, I'm an adult and I only want to sit down for 45 minutes to play a game.
It's inevitable.
God, I know. But I'm enjoying that I feel like, oh, I can sit down and I can play for like 45 minutes to an hour and I've made sustained progress.
Yeah.
Unlike a game we will talk about later, wherein we spent probably 3 hours making no progress at all. Yeah. Although I've enjoyed that game too. Yeah, it's the hero minigame. I didn't get perfect this time. Somebody messed up, which I'm pissed about. But that's engaging. I love a good minigame in a game. A so good management minigame. Really peak. If we could move from our fishing era into our management minigame era as a gaming culture, good.
Yeah.
Story is kind of I can't figure out why this game went super viral.
I really feel like
I'm enjoying it. Like it's a game that I'm enjoying.
People really like Critical Role. I feel like it is sort of in. I've not watched a lot of Critical Role, but I get the feeling this is sort of in that tone.
Yeah. I forgot about the Critical Role involvement. In it.
So I think I don't know. People really like that. So there's stuff there. I really think like the gap in the market that Telltale left that nobody filled really.
Yeah.
Because people liked playing Telltale games.
Well, and it's interesting that they really capitalized on the, TV release of it all.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen too many games that actually really successfully, I don't know, maybe it's just because I had, again, like, I know someone who worked on this game. I also have, like, a coworker who got really into it, who I follow on Instagram. So between the two of them, maybe it just felt like I was seeing a lot of Instagram content.
No, it was definitely quite popular.
But I mean, I like the hype around each like release of new episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not something that I've seen very much happen in a successful way.
Yeah.
And this felt like it did, which was interesting. It was interesting to see. Anyway, I'm looking forward to finishing it. I don't think it's going to be like life-changing or anything.
Yeah.
But it is a game that I am enjoying, and I can actually feel like, unlike a game I did not play, Clair Obscur, where I play an hour and I have to spend the first 40 minutes being like, which direction was I supposed to be going?
Yeah.
This one, it's nice to feel like I'm making progress, and it's nice to feel like it's just like fun, and I can be pretty good at it. It could be fun. I did not throw my coworker under the bus, which apparently nobody does. I can't remember if I had any interesting choices. I don't think I did.
I don't think episode 2 has too many, like...
I didn't go to sushi.
Yeah. I think most people did.
Probably should have. Would have been cool.
Okay, for me, I finished Final Fantasy Tactics, which I had not quite done in our last 6 weeks. Really good. Great game. I love a tactics game. What can I say?
Killer app.
I wish things had maybe coalesced a little bit more at the end. Like the Ramza stuff and the Delita stuff, while important, like, in parallel to each other, and still important to each other's plots by the end, are happening like separately, right?
Yeah.
And so I felt like I wanted a little bit more coalescence.
The people yearn for a big coming together.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
But very good game. Enjoyed it greatly. That's all I gotta say.
Tactical. So I did play some more UFO 50. I'm like back into it. Having played a little bit more here, I'm like, oh yeah, let's do some more.
Yeah, I played Bushido.
Yeah, Emma and I played some Bushido Ball. Not together.
No, we just failed against Kotaro.
Is Kotaro
incessantly
really hard? Can somebody weigh in? It took me so long to beat Kotaro. I got paired. So in Bushido Ball, if you haven't played UFO 50, it's like very, like all these games, like most of these games. Some of them are complex, I guess, but Bushido Ball is very simple. You're just two guys on opposite sides of like a tennis court.
Yeah.
Basically, hitting a ball back and forth. Sometimes you build up a turbo meter and you can do fire balls. You've got a special weapon that I didn't figure out how to use, and you can dodge roll, which I also only sort of figured out how to do. So you're probably thinking, Madelyn, you're bad at the game. Why would you expect to win? But I'm not bad at the game. I'm good at the game. So you get paired up with an AI opponent, it's first to 8, and I got paired up with Kotaro, who just kicked my butt over and over and over again. And I eventually, like, I was sitting next to Emma, I was like, I just want to get to 5 points. Surely I get to 5 points. And it took me forever. And, like, and this is not the game that I was referring to. It did probably take me an hour to beat Kotaro. Yeah. But then after I beat him, I beat the second opponent first try, no problem. Yeah. And then I lost the third, which is fine. Sloppy play. My fault.
Yeah.
If I'd been locked in, my hands hurt from the number of first round matches I had to do to get there. So Bushido Ball, fun.
Yeah.
Good one.
Maybe you just gotta play as Kotaro so that you can't fight Kotaro.
No, now he's my op. I liked Bug Killer or whatever.
Yeah.
That one was like satisfyingly tactical. Even though, much like the party game in this one, I didn't really catch on to the sort of like time limit goal of it.
Yeah.
Until a few days in.
But you still did it.
But I still did manage to do it, just barely, with some clever maneuvering. In that one, it's like, you have a certain number of like actions you can take, and you can trade in those actions. You're trying to use them to kill bugs, and sometimes they're on platforms and whatever. That one was fun. I played something else that I did okay at, too, and I can't remember what it was.
Sorry. I don't remember either.
I thought it was good. Whatever it was. What was Caramel? No, I did bad at Caramel.
Yeah.
Best name so far.
That was like the fish one.
The fish, and you're like, side-scrolling shooter.
Yeah.
And the fish also has like a camera freeze frame thing that I didn't really figure out how to use. Didn't do great at that, but did get the trophy for putting my name on the leaderboard.
Yeah, it was really low leaderboard for that one.
Yeah. Anyway, I've promised that I will play more ping golf eventually. So another hour that will be spent golfing at some point because I'm so bad. But I do feel like maybe I had sort of gotten into the mindset of like, oh, some of these games, like they aren't actually fun. I was just thinking of Onion Delivery too much.
Sure.
And no, like I've had a pretty good run of playing actual fun ones here for a little bit. Then now I'm like, let's play more. Will I get to all 50? Unclear.
I think I did try all 50 when I was playing. I've not gotten back to.
I mean, that's 50. Like the fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I need to actually, I'll talk about this next week. I need to download like 6 short games for travel.
Sure.
Because I just, I need recommendations for games that could be beaten in like 3 hours or less. And I need like half a dozen of them.
Well, speaking of short games, I played a game called Chiaroscuro Clarobscuro. No.
What?
Chiaroscuro Imago.
Okay.
Which I believe had been out on itch as of last year, but had released on Steam this year. It's like a short, sort of interactive theater type piece.
Sick.
You live in like a bug animal world, and you're here on an investigation to pay back a debt or something to figure out what happened to the moths.
Okay.
And so you sort of wander back and forth between like this coffee shop with the bug proprietor and the phone where your boss is calling you, providing you instructions, and the moth's den. It's like a 45-minute short creepy thing, essentially.
Do you think it would make a good actual play? Not actual play. Sorry. Theater piece.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
It's it you'd have to figure out what to do with like the set, I guess. Because you'd want the moth area to be distinct from the other stuff, I guess.
Sure. We can do crazy stuff with projections these days.
There you go.
No problem.
There you go. But anyway, I enjoyed that. I like playing like tiny games every once in a while
Sure.
too. I think I played like miniatures last year, which was like 4 tiny games that I really enjoyed at the time as well.
That's cool.
But yeah, fun little experience, fun freaky little experience. I'm not sure I could tell you what happened to the moths. Not good, I think. So
Like to a flame.
basically, yeah. And then I also played Birdcage, which is like a retro what is the genre that's like Space Invaders, where you have the ship that's going up and the things coming down?
Galagovania.
Yeah. Okay. One of those. But so you are in a mech and you can shoot, and you also have a sword that you can use to both destroy certain types of colored bullets or to attack other ships that are attacking you.
Cool.
So you're like a rogue pilot of this organization that's attempting to launch the world egg to Earth to enter the next phase of existence.
Cool.
And you have woken up and decided, nope, that's bad. We should not.
No egg.
We should not world egg.
Egg bad.
And so you go on like this intense mission to stop the world egg from reaching Earth. With the help of a resistance pilot as well that you briefly switch control to. I got this because the vibes looked super cool, and they were.
Yeah.
Very like classic sort of mecha feeling vibe experience, and I knew that I would be very bad at the gameplay, which I was.
Awesome.
I did make it to the end on easy. Did not make it to the end on normal, even a little bit.
Awesome.
So, but I still enjoyed my time with it. I enjoyed the vibes. You know, I did not go into it expecting I was going to become a master of one of these things.
Galagovania.
It took me a while to even realize, like, what hits me. There's just, like, a little dot that you're not supposed to get hit in the bullets in the middle. Once I understood that, it did get a little bit more manageable.
Sure.
But yeah, that's also like a couple hours tops if you manage to get through it. So 2 little short games that I enjoyed playing.
Well, speaking of traveling games, I did travel some during the 6 weeks, as I mentioned, and had a couple of long flights. And so I dove into the world of, well, first I dove back into the world of Vampire Survivors.
Oh boy. Have you tried their new thing?
I forget about Vampire Survivors until I'm like 2.5 hours into a flight going, oh my god, what am I gonna do now? The lights are off. What do I do? So no, I never play Vampire Survivors when I have an internet connection, which would allow me to download updates.
I meant their Balatro like.
Oh no, I forgot. Let's erase that. Let's not. I looked at Balatro on the Switch the other day, and my head started playing the music. And I'll wait. I can wait. He'll release more cards, and I can wait. I need to wait until the rule needs to be I'm not allowed to play Balatro until there's a expansion.
Okay.
Anyway, no, I had forgotten about their Balatro like. And should continue to.
Sure.
Anyway, played a few rounds of Vampire Survivors. Wow, it's really overstimulating.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I was sort of like aware of it as I sat on the plane and it like flashed light and like the woman next to me was like sort of sleeping on the left. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, menu moonshine's gotta roll. You know what it is. But yeah, you know, I still enjoy Numbers Go Up. There's big checklist of things to try to accomplish in that game. It's really a great travel game. You should have it downloaded on your computer for travel. It's good for that. I thought about firing up the, space one again. I can't remember what it was that game is called. It's a roguelike. It's in space.
Into the Breach?
No, it's not that kind of roguelike. It's I'll look it up and remember. But it was we were into it for a while, and I can't remember what it was. You're like jumping from planet to planet. You're trying to get to the end and then beat the mothership.
I don't remember. Sorry.
It's okay. Doesn't matter. Also on the plane, I played some Bejeweled on the seatback screen. I thought of Emma's match 3 addiction.
Yeah. I didn't even talk about Pom Pom Party.
And let's not.
The final boss of Pom Pom Party was kind of a letdown.
Knocks the game down a full star.
It kind of did.
Metacritic tanked.
Lloyd played his daughter, who previously could see through time, and absolutely stomped her. And afterward had to be like, great game, Kia.
Nice.
As if I didn't stomp her within 15 seconds.
Yeah, well, it's tough to be too good at Pom Pom Party.
She said, like, Lloyd, I feel like I'm seeing through time again. Lies.
Yeah, no. Would not have played that way if so.
That's how I play Pom Pom Party.
Yeah.
Seeing through time.
I'm not good at match 3s.
Yeah?
I think that there's a strategy element that I don't grasp.
Yeah.
I don't identify as someone who is great at spatial awareness.
Sure.
And I feel everyone who's ever traveled with me laughing as I say that on this show or had to have me give directions because I'm not great at it. I'm okay at it. I'm fine at it. I can follow directions. I have to defend myself. But I'm also not, more pertinently, not great at like visualization, perhaps. And so I don't feel like I do a good job like imagining how the blocks are gonna fall when I get rid of other blocks. And I think to be a truly great like mid-50s mom level player of Bejeweled, I would have to develop a level of situational and visual awareness of how the blocks would drop that I simply cannot.
Something to work on.
How do you even work on that?
You play more match 3, I guess.
No. I won't do that. So yeah, a little bit of Bejeweled on my flight back from Europe. And you know what? It was sort of good. I did play it. I was like playing it during one of my landings, maybe, I guess. And it was helpful for that. I was distracted. I did feel a little nauseous because I've been paying too much attention to the screen while the plane moved.
Right.
But did distract me from the landing process.
Right.
So overall, a thumbs up. A good review of Bejeweled as a seatback entertainment offering. Not as good as the time I played Battleship with my random drunk seatmate heading to LA earlier this year, who had 4 bourbons. I won, but only just.
So we've moved on to my December catch-up zone.
Woo! Year's ending!
Yeah, so the first one I played was Million Depth, which I had tried the demo of during one of the Steam Next Fests this year, and thought was really interesting. So the way that one works is you're Momo, you live in space, and you've been chatting with someone on Earth that has recently gone incommunicado. And so she decides she's going to descend to Earth, where people are only living underground in the Million Depth.
I see.
So she has to jump down a certain amount of floors at a time, because if you go too far, you start running out of oxygen. Fight the monsters that are in her way, barter with the various shops people around, and interact with the dregs of civilization that are still living under there in her search to find the person that she's looking for.
So Dig Dug.
Exactly like Dig Dug. No.
Cool.
So the way it works is she has like a light ring that she can control like as like a drone, and she attaches blocks to this light ring that function as a weapon. So you find blocks as you go, and you sort of like Minecraft build your weapon on the light ring, and use that to attack
So that's what, like, it has like a machine gun attached to it or something? Or...
You can eventually upgrade it to get guns. Okay. So it's like a semi-roguelike. And it also has sort of like a timeline element. So when you get to the second timeline, you have 2 light rings. And so you can switch between the weapon that you're controlling at a time to move it around and attack enemies. And there's also a super hot element to it where time only moves if either Momo or one of her weapons is moving.
Gotcha.
So you have to try to balance like blocking or dodging the enemy bullets, attacking various enemies. Your weapons can get broken if they take too much damage from enemies, and then you have to wait for them to recharge, so you have to move around in order for that to happen. So, like, when you have 2, you might have one that's, like, fully defense-oriented, and then one that's fully offense-oriented, or make 2 that are sort of balanced in some way. So the more pointy bits your weapon has, the more attack power it has.
That's real.
The thinner it is in various directions, the faster it moves in those directions, but also the slower it moves in the other directions. Yeah. As you complete timelines, you gain more abilities, like more blueprints that turn certain combinations of blocks into like swords or guns or electrifying parts or chainsaws or any number of other things. And so you can make your weapons better as you go forward. It does get very hard near the end. I had to do the last timeline on easy as opposed to normal. Mm-hmm. The other 2 timelines were manageable, but that one was just like, there's too much happening here and I do not have enough blocks to do this. So yeah, really fun, unique gameplay experience. I found the story intriguing initially, and there were still parts that I liked, but I did not feel like it really... There were a lot of... Yeah, this is a theme, I guess, for me. But this one especially, more than Tactics, felt like it was just like a bunch of disparate elements that was like came to a conclusion that was like nice, but didn't really like deal with some of any of the stuff that had come before.
It's not a satisfying synergy.
Yes. But I do agree. Central thesis: dogs are cool. Yeah. Very true.
Couldn't argue with that.
What can I really say?
Yeah. There's one more game that I played on the plane that I then, like, weirdly got sort of, like, into in commuting and work downtime, which is they had 2048. And I know what you're thinking. Is it 2012? I actually don't know when 2048 came out. But I didn't play 2048. 2048, if you're not familiar, is a 4x4 grid. You can swipe your little tiles that it always generates a 2 and a 4, and it like swipes into the 1, and it goes, if you swipe 2 2s together, you get a 4. If you swipe 2 4s together, you get an 8, right? And you're trying to get it to 2048 without the grid filling up.
Yeah.
I didn't really play this when it was big, because I don't know. I don't even know when this was big, but like I'm not a phone game person. I didn't play this.
Now apparently you are.
I know. That's what I know. So I mostly played this, I played a bunch of it on a seatback screen first, and it was diverting. And when I was playing on seatback, I did not get to 2048. And then, I don't know, I just sort of started, like, I work from home almost not at all these days, which is something we are going to hope shifts to some extent in 2026. But this game, like, took the place of, like, how I sometimes use like a big RPG of like, if I'm working from home, it'll be like, okay, like I'm going to trick my brain into working because I'm going to get like 2 tasks for work done. And then I'm going to do like one little thing in the game. Right. Like a Dragon is great for this. Because you can be like, oh, I'm going to go do this like one little like part of the side quest, and then I'm going to accomplish 2 things for work. And then you get more done for work. To be clear, if anyone's listening to this, you get more done for work that way because you're more focused. And sometimes you're waiting for things anyway, and you can't get things done. Anyway, this game filled that place, and also filled the place of like, sometimes you're on the train, and I have done a fair bit of reading on the train this year. I've read more books this year than I've read long time. But sometimes you're on the train and it's just like, it's too crowded. And I have a big backpack. So I don't want to dig out my book, or like you're just drained at the end of the day and you don't feel like reading. And so I would play my little game. Anyway, does this count as a finish? I beat it both on the version with the like undo special powers, but then I moved and I beat it on classic. And I know you're all thinking like, Madelyn, we all did this 15 years ago. Like, wake up. Whatever. I did it and I was proud.
Good.
I did not ever get to 4096. But
what does this say about our era of nostalgia?
I know that we just want to swipe little blocks.
That we're playing 2048 again.
I don't know. What it says is, and honestly, I would play it on a plane again. Again, it was like distracting in a good way for me during like stressful portions of plane flight. I was like, good, this was engaging. So consider this a rec for 2048. Go back, give it a try again.
All right. You know, maybe in 22 years.
Oh, yeah, the think pieces. Generate it now and schedule the blog.
All right, next up on my December catch-up zone list, I played Skate Story, which has been a game that I've been anticipating for a very long time. Ever since I first saw it, like, I don't know, 7 years ago or something. Where you are a demon, you are made of glass, and you must skate.
Sick.
Specifically, you're trying to eat all the moons in the underworld in order to set your soul free from the devil.
Reasonable task.
Yes. So you do this, of course, by skateboarding.
I don't know why. Like, yeah, you didn't even need to say that.
Yeah. It's got a great soundtrack by, I think it's Blood Cultures. So there's segments where you're like going through a bunch of tunnels that you're just like skating fast. There's like a sort of free roam segments where you can go like find stickers and talk to underworld denizens and just sort of generally free skate. And then there's like boss fights where you do a bunch of tricks in a row to like build up your combo, and then you stomp it to do maximum damage to the moons so that they become calm and let you consume them.
What kind of skating game is this like? Like, how much of this is like Ollie Ollie World versus Tony Hawk?
It is definitely a less intense like skate simulator than like Skate.
Yeah,
for example.
Sure.
It's much more about like the free flow of the motion, I guess. So each of the shoulder buttons essentially is like a type of trick.
Gotcha.
And if you press the shoulder button twice, you can turn it into a more complicated trick. If you like hold the analog stick to the left, you can turn it into a spin trick. If you go into nollie position first, you can turn it into a nollie version of that trick, which is where you're on the nose of the...
I don't know anything about skating.
It's like a backwards ollie, essentially.
Oh, no, I understand.
Yeah.
Nollie, got it.
You go onto the nose and then do it from there.
Makes sense.
So you can get it more complex, but ultimately, if you just want to do sort of the basic tricks over and over again, you can probably finish it that way. I think my one complaint is sometimes I was trying to do like cool things during boss fights, and then I would like shatter and lose all of my like progress on that.
Yeah.
And the boss fights have time limits on them, which I don't know if it's like related to like the song or whatever.
Maybe.
But I did not like that because I was like, okay, I guess I'll just do the
you weren't
safe.
Rewarded for doing something cool.
I'll do the safe stuff so I don't shatter and waste like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's like my one complaint for it. But yeah, it's got sort of this sort of story going along of you devouring the moons. And it's ultimately about like loving something so much despite the fact that like it hurts you and it offers you no rewards, and it's frustrating, and you know it's a waste of time or whatever, which you know I found very effective. I don't love anything that much, but I like I like reading stories about people who love things that much. I don't know if I want to love something that much, honestly.
Sure, doesn't seem great.
Doesn't seem great. But I really liked how it sort of connected both to like skateboarding and like developing this game and just like living life in general of you know, loving something despite the fact that maybe you also hate it too.
You know what I love, despite the fact that it's really bad for my PS5 dual senses?
Oh, yeah.
Once Upon a Katamari!
Yeah.
Yes! I've been debating whether it's my game of the year. I have to think about it. There's contenders for various reasons, but like, wow, we got 2 Katamari games this year.
Yeah.
And if they'd put out the phone one on a not phone platform, it also would have been great. But man, Once Upon a Katamari really is, it's just as good as the classic 2, I think, in my opinion. It has some of the same issues.
Right.
Of like, but they still haven't really fixed the pop-in.
Sure.
Which it's 2025. But there are some cool new levels. I mean, there's new sumo levels. There was a cool one where you have to roll up yokai, where it's like, the whole thing is dark. So you're just like constantly stumbling into new areas where it's like, oh, there's some ghosties here. There's the different eras have been cool. Very Taylor Swift. Just kidding. Still haven't unlocked all of them. And like, I can see the complaints that some reviews had of too much of it is set in Japan. But like, the whole game prior to this was set in Japan. And there are so many levels. I do feel like this game maybe has more levels than any of the previous ones. I haven't played the Cowbear one yet. I'm waiting. And I don't enjoy, well, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about sometimes the game gates progress on not just beating levels, but like having a certain number of the optional collectible crowns. I appreciate having more goals to strive for, but it has been a little annoying sometimes. I also have mixed feelings about knowing exactly what goal I'm striving for to win the king's approval.
Okay.
Because it does display that, tells you what rank you're going to get and what you need to do to get it. And on one hand, definitely a quality of life improvement. On the other hand, the king is a opaque master and probably should remain that way. But it's been really great. It's been cool to have a new Katamari game. It's really fun. You really should get it. And I'm saying that to Emma, but I'm also saying that to you, the listener. I need this to get on a Call of Duty release schedule.
Sure.
So I need everyone to buy it so they'll make another one no later than 2027. Please.
All right.
But it's really good. It's really good. I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet if it's like better than the originals, but it is really good.
Hard to beat the classics.
Hard to beat the classics. I mean, they're like, but we'll see. Really, what's going to be the kicker is what's the big level?
Sure.
How does the really big level feel? Because that's, are we going to get to roll through all of history?
That would be pretty cool.
Stay tuned. Find out in 6 weeks.
All right. Last on my December catch-up list, I guess, I am currently playing Promise Mascot Agency. Which is
this is the drivey one.
The drivey one, from the people who made Paradise Killer. Quite a different game from them. It's basically like they played a lot of Yakuza and was like, let's do something sort of like that.
I'm listening.
It's got what's his name? Kuroda. Yes, Kuroda is the main character.
Awesome. He can only play that character.
Yes,
so.
He can only play that character. I don't know what else he's done.
He's in... oh god, I can hum the theme song, but I can't remember. The anime that's basically a Yakuza game. He's on Odd Taxi playing Kiryu, basically. But yeah.
Anyway. Promise Mascot Agency is about Michi the janitor, a Yakuza. And a big, huge deal goes really bad, and in order to save his blood brother, he lets the rival family walk off with all the money, and then takes the fall for the fallout.
That's the same story, but
so
okay.
His matriarch decides to pretend that he's dead and instead send him to Kasamachi, which is like a very dead rural town in Japan where the family has a defunct mascot agency.
Come on.
So this is a world where mascots is like a species of humanoid. So
Okay.
they're not people wearing costumes. They are the shape that they
freaks.
appear to do.
They're
so
little freaks.
Living at the Promise Mascot Agency, which is currently functioning as a love hotel, is Pinky, who's a pinky finger mascot.
Okay.
Michi having just lost a pinky finger.
I see.
Yes.
Nice.
And together they decide to revitalize the Promise Mascot Agency so Michi can send money back home to, help his family from being killed for losing all of this money, as well as eventually decide to revitalize Kasamachi in general from the deeply corrupt mayor, recruit all the down on their luck mascots, force the mayor to give out the government rejuvenation fund that he's been, using for his own benefit, spend the money on revitalizing projects, and eventually have Pinky run for mayor.
Cool. It seems to just involve a lot of driving, though.
It is mostly a lot of driving. So Promise Mascot Agency is like a lot of different things and not very deep or good at being any of those things.
Cool.
And yet somehow very compulsively playable despite that.
Art is crazy.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make sense.
So you drive around Kasamachi a lot, meeting the residents, picking things up, exploring in general, doing errands for the town, recruiting mascots, etc. And then whenever you want, you can open the management menu where you can send your mascots out on jobs to make money for you. There's also things like eventually you unlock being able to sell merchandise or like subcontracting to other places with other mascots. But the main thing is managing, your mascot's jobs where they might have an incident where something goes wrong, from small doors to the evil spirits of the mountains may come down to try to mess up their mascot event.
We've all been there at work.
Yeah. In which case you have to call in your mascot support heroes, which is like a mini card game where you have a certain amount of actions and you have to play certain cards to...
This is a lot.
do the incident. It is. It has a lot of things going on. None of them are very deep. And yet there's so many things to do, that it's like, okay, we're going for it. I think I will be done with this by the end of the year. I think I'm approaching sort of the end game story stages, at least. I've almost recruited all the mascots, for example. Mm-hmm. Pinky's almost ready to run for mayor, etc. The mascot agency is making tons money hand over fist. Great. Now, essentially.
Great.
We've revitalized most of the town. Yeah. But yeah, it's mostly about, rural Japan and the problems that the government is having with keeping those towns alive, and generally, the funds that have been sent and whether those have been successful. So it's sort of a commentary on stuff that is happening in Japan right now, but through mascots.
So ultimately it is a Yakuza game.
Yeah.
It's probably only on PC.
I think it either is on Switch or is coming to Switch.
Okay. I don't...
Because they're doing a physical game release through the editions, the Lost and Cult editions thing.
Gotcha. So. Do you have anything else other than...
Nope, the last one is the last one.
The last one is a game that Emma and I have been sort of trading off playing on my various holiday excursions to talk this DC, which is Baby Steps, which is a new game from several guys.
Bennett Foddy.
Bennett Foddy
is
once again made a game about It's Hard to Walk.
Yes.
But this time in 3D.
Yes, his most ambitious game about how hard it is to walk.
So in Baby Steps, you're Nate, who's a sort of nothing dude.
Painfully awkward.
Yeah.
Painfully nervous. Painfully afraid of all social judgment.
Yeah.
Man in a onesie.
Yeah.
Nate.
So he lives at home in the basement, and then one day he somehow ends up in a different world.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
He sort of rejects the notion of receiving an explanation.
Yeah.
So,
or a map.
Or a map.
Or help of any kind.
No. Or shoes. Or
an
lanterns.
Opportunity to pee.
Yeah.
So the point in this game, you're walking up the mountain.
Yes.
Basically. Every once in a while you walk down a little and you go, uh-oh.
Am I going
is this
the right way?
But you are. And like Quap, you have to control each leg. You don't control the hands. No hands.
He does not use his arms, frustratingly, sometimes.
Just feet. So you step, using the triggers. And that's like it. That's the whole game.
Yes, you lift each foot with the triggers.
And you move it with the stick.
And you move it with the stick.
You put it down, and you move the next foot.
Yes.
And you know what? It's like pretty engaging.
Yeah.
There are some definite points where I don't know how our continuation of playing this game will or could go.
Yeah.
Like this summer, maybe.
Yeah.
But like there have been some points where it's really satisfying and you figure it out. It is satisfying when you get past things in this game.
Yes.
And we've definitely gotten better at walking. Like I can't emphasize enough, he like can't make steps that you, listener, would be able to make.
Yes.
Like he's not like Emma and I have definitely been able to Skyrim our way up some slopes that I don't think we were really supposed to be able to.
Yes.
But he also can't walk up slopes that you, listener, would be able to.
Well, the problem is he doesn't really, like, move his torso.
Yeah.
And so his balance is super weird.
Yeah.
At times. On purpose.
Yeah.
I assume. I guess you can move his torso when you're not lifting his legs, essentially.
Yeah.
But that's mostly if you just want him to faceplant for some particular reason.
Right. And he also doesn't lift his leg. And thinking about this, I guess if I was going to be taking a big step up, I would probably brace myself with my hands.
Yes.
Right? So maybe that's why he can't do it. But he doesn't lift his foot, like, really higher than his other knee.
Yes.
So sometimes the game will be a little frustrating. And, like, intentionally. This is not something I fault it for. But some of the frustration is like, well, you really should be able to make, like, I could make this step up.
Yes.
I'm not expecting you to do something superhuman or double jump. I just need you to lift your little leg,
yes.
buddy. But overall, we've mostly been able to make, like, decent progress and get better at the game as we went. We've had a few traumatic experiences.
Really just one traumatic experience.
I'm going to go with two.
Two? Okay.
I think the first one also. It's further away, so the pain has dulled.
Okay.
But, so in this game, like, there are kind of checkpoints, right? I mean, it's saving all the time.
Yes.
But it...
Unfortunately,
it's really saving all the time. But it's like, you get to little campsites with the freaky half-donkey men.
Yes.
And,
the naked half-donkey men.
Yes, which Emma has censored.
Yes.
So we got to one of those, and this is not a game where, like, the story is not...
It is, I feel like, saying some things about masculinity.
Yes, sure.
There's not really a plot, so to speak, but it has themes.
Unfortunately, it's easy for me to zone out in the scenes because they are mostly not saying anything of note, and Nate is not going to accept help from them. And there's no map in this game. You've been offered a map several times.
Yes.
And he said, I don't know, I think I'm okay. Ooh.
That is good. That's how he talks.
Yeah.
Also. Yeah.
And so I didn't really pay too close attention because, again, it's really demanding to walk in this game. So when you get to the checkpoint, it's like, a moment for my brain to, like, sploosh.
Oh, right. Yes, I remember what you're talking about.
Yes, thank you. And so we had gone to a checkpoint, and I didn't pay that much attention to where I was supposed to be going. And I was like, oh, no, scene's over. Where am I supposed to be going? And Emma was like, oh, I think that way.
I saw an outhouse. And I was like, we must go investigate.
Anyway, we did eventually make it to the outhouse. That was challenging, involved some weird swimming.
Yes.
We did get there. Was he able to pee and use it? No. So, still holding. Bladder bursting. And then we were stuck.
Yeah, and then we were stuck in a big hole.
Yeah. Could not figure out. And part of the challenge of this game sometimes is deciding, what does the game think I can do?
Yes.
Right? Like, where am I reaching the boundaries of, like, my personal player skill? And where is the game saying, actually, you can't go that way? And I think that was part of what was challenging about falling into this pit, is that it was tough for us to tell, like, if we were supposed to be able to climb a certain slope or get across a certain river.
Yeah.
Or if that was an impossible barrier.
Yeah.
Anyway, ultimately, we looked up a YouTube tutorial and did manage to get out.
Yeah.
But it took a long time. And it's going to mean that our playtime on this game greatly exceeds how long to beat.
Yeah.
But recently, we reached a point in the game where and there's also like fun little extra hats that you can pick up.
Yes.
So that's been kind of a sticking point for us as well, is once we get a hat, we don't want to lose it, but sometimes it falls off when he falls down and you've got to
pick it up
again. Anyway, we reached a portion of the game where there are some cacti, and Nate is barefoot. He has rejected socks and shoes several times. So if you like brush a cacti in any way, he flips out and throws himself to the ground, and you're done.
Yeah.
So we reached a point in the game where you have to cross a little bridge.
Wait, no, first, we were a little lost, and I wanted to check out the big field of cacti that I had previously seen, that I think was actually like an alternate way up to where we were.
Yes.
So we dropped down the field of cacti a little bit, was like, maybe this is wrong.
Yeah, we seem to be going down.
Yes.
This seems bad to be going down.
I see the swimming pool where we did not fall in.
Yeah.
Maybe we should turn back around. So, mostly doing fine, making our way up the cacti. Some troubles, but reasonably doable.
Yeah, we had a difficult one. We make mistakes.
Yes.
But for the sorry, this will become relevant later. For the most part, this game does not like smack you in the it does a good job of subtly preventing you from like taking a fall that will cost you 30 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
You can do that.
Yes, there is a scene in fact where the other hiker is like, what if we just jumped off this ledge and undid all our progress?
Yeah.
And we resisted the urge.
Yes, we did not do it. but it's mostly like at the challenge points, there are things that will catch you most of the time, such that it's like, oh, like maybe it'll take you 30 seconds to set it up again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's a cactus that pushes you down at the top of this cactus.
Which is not something that is like the game has trained you to expect at all. Like the second to last cactus comes to life and pushes you if you walk in front of it. And you plunge down.
I didn't see it the first time. I was looking away when the was playing, and she just went, "What?"
Yeah.
And I looked up like, "What?" She said, "The cacti pushed me."
It did.
And I didn't really believe her, but then she went up and tried to bait it, and it did it again. And then another time, and then finally we figured out
you could walk around.
You could walk around it.
But that wasn't even the worst cactus.
No.
The worst cactus is a tiny little guy. Anyway, so after this, we figured out, we can kind of like go through these bushes and up this hill, and there's a little plank bridge.
Yes.
That we can get across to get to what looks like the next area. And the plank bridge had a cactus at the front of it, and had a cactus at the end of it. And then, as we eventually learned, there was there was one cactus you kind of walk past. I do think we killed ourselves on that one time.
Yes.
But then there's 4 little bulbous cactuses at the end that are lower to the ground. So it took us a long, long time to figure out how to get past that first cactus.
Yes, we had to learn the leap strat.
Yes. Nate is very good at once you put his foot down on something, he is stable.
Yes.
Mostly, if the ground is level anyway. So you don't really have to worry about, like, momentum.
Yes.
Which is nice. That if there was, like, momentum you had to worry about in this game, it would more or less be impossible.
Yes.
So we did eventually figure that out. Similar strategy to get past the second cactus.
Yes.
But then Emma did manage that far at one point, and then she fell and left our hat there.
Yes.
And we were like, oh no, even if this isn't the right way,
we have to go back
and get the hat. So hours pass.
I don't think it was that long until you got the hat again.
That's true. I still think it was an hour.
Sure, yes.
Because what's challenging about this, and why I wanted to shout out, most of the time in this game, I have not felt unfairly punished. Like, there have been falls, and, like, I took a big fall at one point, and that was my fault, right? Like, I did take a big, like, progress-setting fall. But this one, you really needed, like, 2 minutes if you were moving.
Yes.
To reset. And oftentimes you were not, because there was an annoying slope where if you fell, it wasn't even that steep, but, like, he would just keep drifting down it a little, and he won't get up until he stops moving.
Yeah.
So it just took forever to get to the point of retrying each time, and it was very precise movement.
Yes.
So it's frustrating.
Yes, all the things you've heard about Silk Song's runbacks. They don't tell you about baby steps.
Is legit. So anyway, yes, we did. It then took us so long. Like, I eventually got to the point where I was pretty good at getting past those first 2 cacti.
Yes.
And it took me so long to get past these tiny little one. Where once again, listener, you could have just lifted your foot up real careful.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, he kept catching his foot on the cacti, or the sand
Uneven
that he was standing on would start slipping away.
And then I did get past it one time, and I got so excited
that
I messed up climbing up the slope behind it. Anyway, after what I'm sure was 3 hours, but listener, to be perfectly honest, was probably 4. We made it past that cactus section.
Yes, and entered the tunnels.
Yes.
And Madelyn did climb up the down escalator with no problems
pretty
at
easily
all.
Because I had practiced so many times walking up the hill to do the cactus that I was like, all right, I can do this. I can motor on up.
Yes, we're now in like a dark canyon section, which I do appreciate the feature of, I think the lantern that you have is somewhat magnetically attached to you.
Yeah.
So that it will fall.
If it truly disappears. If the game thinks you can see it, it will make you fall whatever distance.
Yes.
To find it. But there was one point where Emma fell and it was like pitch black.
For like 5 seconds. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, like,
and then
no
the lantern fell further than it naturally would. Which I did appreciate. Anyway, the obstacle we are stuck on right now is like scary and frustrating. But like when you fall, you're immediately like you've lost progress on the obstacle, but you're immediately on the obstacle again at the very least.
No. What sucked about the cactus one was you had to spend 2 to 3 minutes doing something that's like, this is not hard to do.
Yes.
The game is not testing me in doing this.
Yes.
Whereas this one, there's immediately a thing that Emma failed on like 10 times.
Yes.
Which, skill issue. But
I'm really not good at the steep slopes. I don't really know what I'm doing wrong, but clearly I'm doing something wrong. So
anyway, I have no doubt that this is something we could vanquish whenever we play this game again.
Yes. So baby steps, very compelling despite everything, I think.
It's a good game to play with someone else.
Yes, I very much recommend passing the controller back and forth. I do not think I would have the tenacity to have made it this far without Madelyn's support and assistance.
Now, that being said, it is probably to the detriment of our skills.
Fair enough. Also, I've now turned off the adaptive triggers, which I do think was a good idea.
I have not really noticed the difference.
My fingers have.
I believe that Emma has. She has baby gamer hands.
I do, yes.
Baby steps, gamer hands.
Baby step gamer hands.
And that's our 6 weeks in gaming. So listeners, what have you been playing these past 6 weeks? What games are you trying to finish before the new year? Can you believe that Emma liked Reverie? Do the people yearn for a coming together of plot threads at the ends of games or media? Have Have you bought Katamari yet so I can get a yearly release? If you have thoughts about this or anything else we talked about this week, hit us up on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube at Talk This Podcast. You can also visit our website, www.talkthispodcast.com, where you can read all about the show, check out the games in the hat, and read our blog. But most importantly, if you enjoy the show, you ought to subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, TuneIn, Spotify, Pandora Podcasts, online on the app, Overcast, Pocket Casts, wherever you can find podcasts. Make it your New Year's resolution, if you haven't, to subscribe to Talk This. Next week, as discussed, we're going to be talking about 2025 in gaming,
yes,
both for us and the world.
Yes.
So look forward to that as the kickoff to 2026. And then the following week,
we're talking about Inazuma 11 for our old game. And for our new game, we're talking about Hirogami.
And then in 3 weeks, it will be my side quest again, and it all
start
rolls forward.
Yes.
So look forward to that in your new year. But for now, listeners, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in. Emma, give us the last sign off of 2025.
This week or year, perchance, I hope that you can lift your feet high.